I Got Problems.
Hi.
Woo! My name is Sandra. I'm here with Annabelle and guest of this week who actually... Have you heard from me before? Have you been on the show?
I've never been here.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Surprisingly.
I know, right? Okay,
It's the first time for everything.
Yeah, right? So maybe you'll be a recurring guest. She's actually the co-host for our producer, Dolapo, who was on our previous episode.
Yeah.
And they have a whole show together, Terminal 234.
Yeah, you guys should check it out.
Yeah, it's already linked in our podcast because that's, he helps us produce.
All
so we
the
linked
family.
his stuff. Yeah. So.
No, go ahead and plug yourself. Give
there's not
much to plug. I mean, like you just did it for me. You just did it for me, Sandra. I'm a co-host on a podcast with Dolapo. It's called Terminal 234. You guys can follow us on IG, and like Sandra already mentioned, all of that is linked in their description and whatnot.
Yeah.
So just find us there.
You go to the bottom and you'll find the link.
Exactly.
So she's gonna help us talk about an episode today, and I feel like we all experienced this. The topic of the day is ghosting.
Yeah.
So now, before we get in there, and you're probably like, you're probably triggered already if you heard the word ghosting, because I know 90% of people have either done it or have had it done to them. So before we get forward, just make sure you review us on Apple Podcast. Share our episode if you like the episode with a friend, family, whatever.
Share it regardless. Somebody's gonna like it.
True. So share it on your social media, whatever. Just, help us get the word out. This is a nice podcast. We like to think so. And, people won't know about it if other people don't share it. We can only do so much on our own. So we like your support and we appreciate it. And we'll shout you out when you do. So thanks in advance. So now, ghosting topic, once again, ghosting. Why not simply just communicate? It's not that hard, right? You would think it's not that hard, but apparently, well, now I'm figuring out that maturity correlates with communication.
Well, not always. I do have a little bit of a disagreement there, but I guess we'll get into it.
Yeah. Okay, so I have questions too.
Go ahead.
So I believe that maturity correlates with communication because as you get older, you learn to communicate properly.
Absolutely.
You can communicate. We can all talk and talk and talk. And if you communicate and comprehension and communication is not being received how it's supposed to be, then somebody usually ends up on the losing end. So now, imagine this, okay? You're in a relationship or an entanglement situationship, whatever, right? It's hot girl summer's coming. So not shocked if you're already in one or trying to get out of one or whatever. So suddenly, and maybe without any warning at all, your partner seems to have disappeared, okay? No calls, no text messages, no connection made on social media. They're not watching your stories. They're not commenting on your pictures. They're almost disappeared. You almost feel like they blocked you or you blocked them or something happened. Odds are your partner hasn't just unexpectedly left town because of a family emergency and isn't lying dead in a ditch somewhere, but rather has simply ended the relationship or situation without bothering to explain to you or let you know why. This is pretty much saying that you've been ghosted. So if you're triggered by hearing this, then obviously it's already happened to you and that's the situation that you're in. It's okay though. So why would someone choose to simply disappear from your life rather than just plan or at a minimum have a conversation to end the relationship or situationship? A lot of people might feel like they're not really required to. It's like, well, we're just talking, right? So why do I have to tell you anything? I don't feel like it anymore, so bye. But you may never know for sure why they ghosted you, and it's really not your responsibility to hold on to that closure or need for closure. It's gonna hold you back, let's be honest, because you may never get closure from that person. So more studies need to be done on this ghosting phenomenon, but they're not really being done because do you think researchers really care about people being ghosted? Not really. Past research has looked at different types of attachment personalities and choice of breakup strategies. And it's possible that people with an avoidant type personality, and those are people who hesitate to form or completely avoid attachment to others, they often have some type of parental rejection in their history.
Interesting.
They are reluctant to get very close to someone else due to trust and dependency issues, and often use indirect methods of ending relationships and are more likely to ghost rather than initiate an official breakup.
Just read my life, won't you?
So yes, I will say I definitely know I've done this before, but I don't do it all the time. Usually, like I said, I got older and I got more mature, and I was just like, I'm just telling you, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah,
it's
you're
just
not interested.
But back then, college years, I'd be like, oop, just hide from them, avoid them from class.
And then they have more options too. I feel like on a college campus, because if one person drops, there's another fish just walking by. So.
Exactly.
Wait, but can we define a little bit the parameters of ghosting? Because to me, if somebody is just trying to talk to me a little bit and I'm not really giving them any play, that's not ghosting, right?
So
I have to actually been in an entanglement. Those are my
yeah.
Okay. I feel like that's where the
It's okay. I got you. You got the definition. So first, facts. Okay. What is ghosting? Okay, ghosting is when someone you're dating, okay, we say dating, not somebody you met at a bar, not a one night stand, not you've been talking to them for a week. Even that doesn't constitute as really ghosting because it's been 1 week. Relax.
Right.
So ghosting is when someone you're dating ends the relationship by cutting off all communication without an explanation. And we're not talking about getting a text back after one awkward OkCupid date, but receiving the ultimate silent treatment after several dates, or when you're in a committed relationship and they just fall off the face of the planet. Literally just ignoring somebody, hoping that they catch a hint and stop reaching out to you. We've seen it in some of our favorite shows like Insecure.
I know.
And with spring finally here, because spring is springing, okay, and summer is right around the corner, there's no doubt that you might soon experience the sinking feeling of getting ghosted very soon. Not to put it in the air, but it's almost inevitable. That's pretty much how people communicate these days. It's when they disappear. That's their form of communication. So, Faye, does that help you with?
It does help me. And with that, I don't think I've ever been ghosted, nor have I ever ghosted.
Oh, must be nice.
No, because like to me, if I've spent however many months speaking to you, like communicating with you, that is so odd to me. Like to literally just go radio silent and vice versa.
That happens to me a lot, and I do it a lot to people. But we'll talk about that later. I've gotten better, guys, at this.
Ain't no shame in my game. I do it. Like, I don't know if it's my sign or something. Like, the thing is this for me. If you know you ain't shit and did some ain't shit things, I don't have to tell you about yourself. You're an adult. So I'm just gonna leave. Like, well, what am I gonna tell you? Hey, you did this thing that was wrong to me, hurt my feelings. Like, fuck all that. No, just bye.
Ooh, but a term I like and I identify with a little bit more is breadcrumbing, which is where you kind of like slowly pull back.
Oh, so you like I heard about that.
I do that.
I heard about that actually. Guys, toxic on Twitter called them toxic men, which they are. They give you they come extra hard.
Yeah.
Tie you down, make you feel like you're about to get into something real special, real deep. And then they start giving you breadcrumbs to the point that you end the relationship because you got tired of all the bullshit. Yeah. It's like they start to do little and little and little so they don't have to do it. So that way you choose and it's not on them.
And it's not on them. Yes, that happens. I've experienced that and I've also done that.
Yeah, y'all need to stop. Just communicate. And if you don't want it anymore, go. There's too many people on this planet for you not to be able to just say, I don't want this. If you don't want this, you can find something else.
You know what's funny? The guy that did that to me is still in my DM sending me messages every once in a while. Like, why are you still...
Oh, I have this guy. If you're listening, I'm talking about you. I have this guy who does this every 6 months for the past 5 years. Every 6 months, he will enter my DMs. We will go on a date for 1 week. We will hang out, do whatever. He'll be like, oh, I'm here to stay. 6 months disappear. 6 months, he'll come back. We'll go on a date for... Now, mind you, it's not because I'm just free, because he comes back every randomly when I'm just happen to be like either seeing one person, not really seriously. Because if I'm dating somebody, I'm like, I think the last time he popped up, I blocked him entirely because I had a boyfriend at the time. So I was just like, why am I even?
Yo, that's the first time I've ever heard you use that term. Just. I'm Sandra's like real life friend in real life, and bro, I've never heard her use the term boyfriend, so I'm a little shook just saying.
Oh my god! And it's funny because I was talking to somebody else the other day about he had listened. If he's probably listening right now, he had listened to the episode we were talking about the 3-month rule, and he was like. He heard me. He was like, Sandra, why you have a 6-month rule? How does that even work? If you're 6 months to 9 months before you figure out if you want to be serious, do you just keep doing 6 months to 9 months per person or multiple people? I'm like, multiple people, nigga. What do you mean? You really think I'm waiting here 6 to 9 months per person? Wow. How will I ever find someone? So yeah, I do have my commitment issues. I'll admit that. I'm working on it. So yeah, it took me a while to admit that I had a boyfriend, and now I admit it when the relationship was over.
That's so funny. Like, what the hell?
Because I had to admit that a relationship happened, that it ended.
Wait, did you go to end that one?
No.
There was no
hesitation. It's complicated because I made it clear multiple times that it's no longer a thing. But he's still trying to work on it. So at this point, I'm just not communicating anymore because I'm tired of explaining the same thing. But I mean, I'll probably still say something. If you want to call it a ghost, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, if not saying anything, then I'll finally respond and say, you know. So I guess it's a ghost between that time and now. Maybe it's breadcrumbs now. I guess
I don't think you're ghosting your breadcrumbs.
to just like finally cut the attachment.
Well, guys, I've heard of relationships like 2-year relationships where literally the guy or girl drops off the face of the planet
because they're married.
But how can
they had a whole family? They had a whole family and a whole
relationship. That's cruddy. That's cruddy.
You thinking you all, but but look, I don't want to call African men out, but yo, they be like, oh, I'm with you. Before you know it, they're on Bella Nigeria with their wives.
Yeah. No lie there.
Nope, they're like, oh,
Wow.
yeah, so yeah, my boyfriend is getting married next week. That's your storyline. Like, that's not ghosting. This man was married. He had a whole family. He was betrothed to somebody else. He was engaged, sister. Like, so anyway, ghosting is by no means limited to long-term romantic relationships, actually. It's informal relationships like friendships. Even work relationships may end with a form of ghosting when the person decides to get a new job, disappears, and never contacts you again.
That's bad because
That's terrible.
that's your professional life that can prevent you from actually like making a bag in the future.
But that's people there, and especially if you have like a work mom, work dad, or work husband, and that person moves on, or you move on, and you never talk after that. It's like, well, damn.
What was that for? So this was just a work relationship.
Exactly.
It was cool.
Period. That's all it is, man.
Damn.
So for the person who does the ghosting, simply walking away from a relationship or even a potential relationship is a quick and easy way out, right? No drama, no hysterics, no questions asked because you don't leave them room to ask questions.
Right.
No need to provide answers or justify any of their behavior, and no need to deal with that person's feelings after the fact. The person who is ghosted is usually left with the questions that have to pick up the pieces. So ghosting hurts because it's a cruel rejection. It's a form of rejection. It is particularly painful when you are left with no rationale, no guidelines for how to proceed, and often a heap of emotions to sort through on your own. If you suffer from any abandonment or self-esteem issues, being ghosted may bring them up to the surface. Which is why a lot of people get ghosted. You know, I've had friends who've been ghosted who have just been in like just a really dark place, and it's just like, for me, I'm just like, this shit happens all the time, and that's because when I get tired, I'm just like, I'm just gonna avoid this person, like easy. But I'm, you know, maturity, old age, whatever. I'm learning now to talk about it. But when I was ghosted in the past, I was just like, damn, nigga, you couldn't even say you couldn't. You know, for me, I'm just like, all right, then fuck you too. You know, like
Pretty much,
period.
yeah. The same kind of energy.
Like, okay, I'm out then. Bye. If I see you in public, okay, I guess we cool. Don't even tell anybody we talked because you ghosted me.
Yeah.
This never happened. So that was my answer.
That's crazy.
I mean, if it's done, it's done. Let's not act like something happened.
I feel you.
You know, I mean, I'm not talking about one year
When you say
situation.
ghosting though, is it like for you in those cases, was it like you were repeatedly reaching out and getting nowhere? Or was
No,
it like
they
one
just stopped
time?
responding, so I just didn't follow up.
After
And
like
that was
one
it.
or two times?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, I guess that's
I'm not. No. Like 1-2 texts just to make sure you're okay. You're not dead, lying in the hospital somewhere. Fine.
And if
but
you don't respond
once
to
I
that-
don't get a response from that,
Y'all better than me. I don't even send texts to see if they're okay.
Yeah,
If you just don't respond to the last message I sent, that's it.
And then on top of
Yeah.
that, you don't make the effort of like picking up a new conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then clearly you've made a major.
Because for me, it's like, okay, I'm not talking to you. You're not talking to me, and we're both equally just not talking to each other. All right, then I guess we're going our separate ways. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna chase it if you don't want it. So, and for me, as a woman, I hate to say it, you know, stereotypically, I do want to be pursued. So if you're not, I'm not gonna be chasing you with the phone message, comment, whatever, all voicemails. Like, no, it's not that serious.
That's
I'll
crazy
see you on
bitch
social media
energy.
when I see you. That's it. So, and I guess, like I said, I've gotten older, so ghosting to me is no longer a big thing. It's just, for me, it's like a blessing in disguise. If you no longer want to deal with me, they're okay. Make room for somebody else. If you think this is an easy way out for you, okay then, leave. Somebody else will find something worse. You know, so there's no point in me in chasing something that you don't. If I have to force you to put energy, that's already a horrible start.
Nah.
Like, I shouldn't
That's
be
over.
forcing
This
you
is-
to apply pressure. You need to come strong and keep that energy.
Yeah.
So if you can't, it's okay. Say less. It's that easy for me.
move on and make room for
Exactly.
the next man.
So studies have shown that social rejection of any kind activates the same pain pathways in the brain as physical pain.
Wow.
Meaning there's a biological link between rejection and pain.
No, but there's a reason why
Crazy.
people don't pursue a lot of times.
Because they're afraid of rejection.
Because it
hurts.
just like the way you won't put your hand on the
Stop being a
hot
little bitch.
stove.
Rejection is a part of life.
No,
Rejection
it's just
hurts.
like how you don't want to put your hand on a hot stove. You don't want to even
Again and again and again.
You know, if you feel like there's a chance I'm gonna get hurt.
But why is your
That
dumbass
thing
putting
is-
your hand in the hot stove? I feel like this is unequivocal.
No, I'm just saying.
So
Like,
let's assume like it's like a flat
Analogy.
top. It's a flat top, right? You don't realize it's hot. You put your hand on the first time, it's hot. You put your
Okay,
hand
now
on.
you learn your lesson.
But now you never really know because the thing on the thing doesn't show that it's on or off. So you never know what you put your hand on.
Okay, so stop messing with that stove. Get a new stove
I'm just
that's
saying-
not broken.
Fine. Which is why people are like, fine. There are people who feel like that who are like, I'll
Yeah.
just get on the next saddle. It's fine. Like I get rejected
Right.
once, I can move on. But there's others who are like, yo, I don't even want to try that. I don't want to go near that. I'm like worried. I'm scared. Like unless
Right.
you get explicitly clear that you're interested in me, I don't even want to go there. And I get it. It's because the pain like that you feel from touching a hot stove. rejection
I
can
think
sing
it
like
also
that.
depends on your approach too. Some people just jump into it, like, you know, I'll give an example. When you're at the club, dude try to hit on you. Obviously, you don't know him. You're out there with your girls, just trying to have fun. You're like, nah, bro, leave me alone. But in a different setting, maybe like at a house party, friend of friends, come chat with you, y'all drinking, catch a vibe, then he should be able to know just by like signs or body language that you might be interested in. That's the perfect time to approach. I think the problem is here that a lot of people, I wouldn't say guys, but people in general just don't know how to pick up cues or read people.
Ooh, but
And
people
that's
are
why
also,
they're getting
there's also
rejected.
people who are very complex.
Yeah.
And they give you mixed signals. You don't really know they're flirtatious, but like, does that mean they're just a flirty person, or does that mean they actually like me? So again, sometimes gauging is like hard, and you're like, rather than even delving into that potential pain that rejection will give me.
Okay, well, you can just stay single forever and be lonely on your lonesome. Like, everything
are
in
you a
life.
pursuer, Annabelle?
I'm not a pursuer, but because I'm a woman. Here's the thing though.
Okay.
I'm mainly talking about guys, but I'm not trying to say guys in general because we already got heat for, you know, bashing them or whatever. So I'm
on a guy
saying I'm
bashing
speaking
podcast.
in
Is that
general,
what
but
this
I'm
is?
not.
Oh no. Well, sometimes.
I even lost my train of thought.
But actually,
hopefully it comes back.
I feel you on the fact that you're like a woman, so maybe you don't feel the need to pursue. But I guess that's why maybe I sympathize with guys a little bit more, because as a woman, because it's not expected of me, I've gotten complacent, right? But I'm also like, I know if I am interested in somebody, I'm not somebody who's really looking to pursue.
It takes a lot of
because I'm scared of that pig.
I know. I really give guys kudos for being able to
like I sympathize.
constantly rejected in many different ways and still being able to go back on the saddle and chase again.
I
can't do
it's
that
a
shit.
numbers game for them. I'm sorry.
And with that's why if I do
Because I know that I don't have the strength to even do that.
Which is to bring it back to the topic, which is why when I do reject, I have a hard time being like, I don't like you or whatever. Like, I start kind of breadcrumbing, or I guess broken.
Because you don't have it.
I don't have it in me to like be like, I don't like.
I wouldn't get rejected all the time as a man. So let me not act. Let me just.
I guess y'all are different from me.
You forgot that we're both Sagittariuses.
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
We have a lot of similar minds.
That does make sense. So, I was gonna say everything in life does take risks, but I feel like for guys, it's more so a numbers game. Like, just because it doesn't work out with one chick, it might work. At the end of the day, like, a lot of them, I won't say all of them, are just trying to get pussy. And so if it doesn't work out with one chick, okay, move on to the next. So I feel like a lot of them are just really not even serious about most of their attempts, I would say, unless they're like seeing somebody that they really want to pursue and date and take it to the next level with.
All right.
You know what I mean? And it also depends on the environment that they're into.
Right. Okay. True. Well, studies have shown that social rejection of any kind activates. Oh wait, I just said that. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in 2 studies conducted by oh my God.
Are you okay?
I'm struggling.
It's all good.
Okay. In 2 studies conducted by Psychology Today, about 25% of participants claimed that they had been ghosted by a previous partner, and about 20% indicated that they had ghosted someone else. The second study also examined ghosting in friendships and found that it was somewhat more common. 31.7% had ghosted a friend, and 38.6% had been ghosted by a friend. And I guess because it's not as intense as a sexual, emotional, whatever relationship. No, it's still a relationship, but people don't take friendships as seriously as they do.
Have you ever ghosted a friend?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but she stole something of mine. So I was like, all right. And I even did nice by ghosting her because I didn't even want to sit her down.
I ghost friends more than guys. I don't know.
It's easier because, like I said, if you're in a relationship with a guy, you have a lot more.
I don't have
share.
any experience with this ghosting behavior.
Yeah, I ghost friends all the time.
Once I sense a bit of fakeness, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, and for me, it's like if you don't use your words or communicate, or if you can't come to me with it, or I can't come to you with it, then it's like there's no point, because it's like it's too much work, too much stress to have to go through. Like, we're adults. This girl, she didn't want to talk about it, and even if I bring it up, she was probably gonna lie about the lie. Even though I caught her in, like, I caught my item that she stole with her. So I was just like,
bitch is stealing clothes and shit still, like.
So I was just like,
middle school.
literally, and the thing is, she was jewelry. She stole the jewelry. She asked me about
jewelry.
Yeah, she asked me about the jewelry prior, And then I told her where I got it from. A day later, it went missing. A week later, I found it in her place. Actually, I found it in her wrist, and she didn't even, like, who does that? You lie so much you forget what the fuck you lied about. And she wore it in her wrist, and then a week later, I tried to come find it while she wasn't there, because I was like, I'm gonna get my shit back. It was broken. She already broke it. So from then on, I was like, yeah, I'm not, because I know if I sit her down, it's gonna be a very awkward
somebody
conversation.
steal money from me.
Yeah.
Too,
So I just slowly just disappeared and stopped.
You guys lead dramatic lives.
I really don't drama finds me.
Relationships like
drama finds me, bro. Like I just be minding my business. Because I mean, she could have just found. I could have sent her the link where she could got it on Amazon, but no, she decided to steal it instead. So I was like, okay.
At least can I borrow it for just one event?
She just took it.
You know what I mean? That's just rude.
Yep. And I asked her, I was like, did you fight? She's like, no. Just okay, sis. But anyway, I had to leave it because I was afraid. Like, what else are you gonna steal from me? I can't be comfortable around you anymore. So friendship is over. But so here are some advice on how to survive ghosting, and we have like 1 or 2 questions before we. Oh, are we on? We're actually on. Are we on decent time? I think we're 20 minutes. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So how to survive ghosting? Remember, ghosting has more to do with the other person's comfort level and maturity level than yours.
Yeah.
Ghosting has a lot to do. This is from some art. I think it was psychological. I just gonna say psychological. Psychological today, shit.
Psychology today.
Because I keep trying to say psychological instead of psychology. So anyway, it's from that article. So it says, remember, ghosting has a lot more to do with the person's comfort level and maturity than yours. Yes. Ghosting has a lot to do with someone's comfort level and how they deal with their emotions. A lot of people anticipate that talking about how they feel is going to be confrontational. That mental expectation makes people want to avoid things that makes them uncomfortable, which means they tend to ghost. So another thing on how to survive ghosting: accept your feelings and allow yourself to hurt. It's okay to be hurt because it's a pain. I mean, you just said it's connected to a pain pathway. Right. It's connected. Like if you get broken like that, depending on your history, your childhood, whatever, it can hurt a lot more than just the regular hurt. So allow yourself to feel it. And then the other one is talk to somebody about it. Friends, therapists, family, anyone. Just talk to somebody. Don't sit there contemplating suicide in your bedroom in a corner and just like, oh my God, I want to kill myself. No, that is extreme. You got ghosted. It's okay. That person was probably just unable to.
Yeah, they did you a favor.
Yeah, whether it's ghosting or breadcrumbing or whatever.
Even a full-term relationship,
it happens to the best of us.
Take it as, like you said, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah,
it really is.
It wasn't meant to be, and that's okay. Somebody else will come your way now.
They're showing their whole ass, and that's not something you want to.
Please do not go back to somebody who ghosts you, because they will do it again. Because now they've shown their true colors and they know that you're willing to accept that, so they will keep doing it. Period. Have someone.
Which you allow will continue.
Exactly, all the time. So have some compassion for the other person if your mind allows it, according to this article, because it's okay to sometimes think, okay, well, where are they coming from? Is it because they're in a situation where they cannot tell me? Is it because they're trying to spare my feelings? Is it because of the way they grew up and lack of ability to confront the situations and communicate? You don't know. So it's okay to have some compassion, but it doesn't mean you have to go back and accept the bullshit. You can just have mercy and be like, all right, and you move on.
Can I just say though, it's hard to have compassion with a ghoster from this day and age because you can see what they're doing. A lot of times that's via social media, for instance. It's like, this nigga.
They're watching your story.
It's like, what? Or
they're tweeting.
Ooh, that's
but
crazy.
Here's the thing. I'm that type of person. I do that all the time. Like somebody messaged me, I'll be on social media. Sometimes I just need to be at the emotional place and headspace to reply back, unless it's like something that's an emergency.
But you're not ghosting them for weeks or months.
Oh no,
that's
crazy.
Still talking back
maybe a couple of days, maybe a week.
But imagine if the person that decided to not respond to your messages, maybe you said how you doing twice and they didn't say anything, but they're on Twitter tweeting every day, watching your stories, posting pictures on vacation.
Yeah, it depends on how often that is done. If it's like once or twice, I can ignore it. But if it's more than that, it's like okay. Like,
in fact, once you have a lot of patience. Once I mean, like that's how it is.
Don't fuck with me.
All right, then say less. Like, that's all you gotta say. So and the last option is choice is don't be scared to go back out there, not to that person, just out there. Soon enough, you completely forget the ghoster. Yes, because the easiest way to get over somebody else is to get
under somebody else.
So not in a toxic way, but just get your mind off of the fact that you were ghosted. Go and be wanted and accepted by other people, because you are wanted and accepted, just not by that person. So go out and find somebody else who wants you and remind you that you're the shit.
That's so true, but it's also easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. Especially if you have a lot of feelings or you have a lot of stuff invested in that person. It's very hard to get attention, but it's not impossible. Give yourself, like I said, give yourself some time to feel, hurt, cry, whatever, and then go out there, pick your head up, and get it together. So now I have a question for Annabelle and Faye. So have you guys been ghosted? Apparently Faye has never been ghosted. Apparently, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and you've never ghosted anyone else.
No.
Oh, so Annabelle, I guess.
There's been like the
breadcrumbing. Yeah, she does a long term.
Yeah. The long
She doesn't do cold turkey. She goes
cold
long
turkey.
term.
And vice versa. It's been done to me where they're pulling away cold.
Right. Okay. So anyway, I'll let you.
I've definitely been breadcrumbed. I don't think I've been ghosted like full on.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I've been ghosted, and I have ghosted people.
Wait, Annabelle didn't answer if she's done that though. Have you?
Oh, I've already. Oh, yeah. All the
She
time.
ghosted people.
Yeah.
And you were saying.
Yeah. I've done it, and breadcrumbing, ghosting, all that stuff. Just because, like, when it's done to me, I'm like, period. That's what it is. All right, then I'm going with the flow. So you know, and then sometimes the person will come to me, and then I'll just stop talking to them. Like they might come back, and I'll be like, I don't feel it. Why am I even responding to you? And in that instant, I'm just like,
just don't have the energy.
Right. I'm just like, okay. And then there are other guys where I've actually liked and dated, and then it's like I don't see anything. They're bad with communication, but they expect me to keep picking up that part that where they're lacking, and I just don't. And when I don't pick up that part they're lacking, they also do not pick it up. So I'm like, then I guess we're not doing anything. So that's how it ends. But okay, so. For the breadcrumbing and the ghosting for both of you, did you ever get closure after breadcrumbing / ghosting somebody, or did you offer closure to somebody after doing that to them? Or
no, I think the whole point is that there's not going to be closure.
So you never went back to that person and had a conversation?
No.
So the guy who breadcrumbed me, for some reason, like I was done with him and I was okay with it, but like I said, he keeps going my DMs. Nothing really sexual. Like he'll comment on my pictures, my stories, whatever. But he's still here. Like why? Like you were trying to get rid of me, and then I ghosted him off of that as a reply, and after that he's like still keeping the communication.
Right.
I'm confused. Like, what do you want at this point?
They want to be hurt. Apparently.
I don't know.
But one time that did happen to me in the sense that the person tried to come back. I kind of made it clear. I'm like, bruh. I know. I think we were on the same page 2 seconds ago. So I'm gonna let you do what you did, and there's no need for us to continue. Like I'm like, I don't need more friends.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. So there was never like officially closures. Like, oh, why did you do that? We were just like, okay, you want to send me some memes I can laugh at? Cool.
Right.
Haha. Thanks.
And that just I want like a thumbs up or like a emoji on it. Yeah. Cool. Like I won't even like actually type a sentence out. Like, But yeah. So for me, I have given closure. And I have gotten closure. I never asked for closure, but it's like they come back in my life because I never really like burn bridges, so they always come back, and it's always just like a general conversation, and then we laugh about it and joke about it, and it's like, yeah, well, it didn't work out because you blah blah blah, and it didn't work out with me, or no, you did. I'm like, no, you don't remember when you did this shit? Okay, well, I did, you know. So it's like that. It's not some like let's do it again, and sometimes they'll bring it up like, ha ha ha, you can try again. I'm like, So yeah, it happens like that, but I think people are just more comfortable with just talking to me about that kind of thing. I mean, I open the environment for that conversation to happen, but I don't usually ask like, why did you? I need you to. No.
I think my pride is too much for that.
Right.
I don't care.
So it doesn't matter for me. But okay, yeah, that's about it. So, you guys want to add anything else to ghosting?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think people should do it though.
Yeah, please,
So
guys.
I think
we're so much older now. At least our age
it.
Yes, please.
Yes, even
Well, it depends. It depends on my level of investment. If it's somebody who's trying to talk to me and they say something that resonates,
like I said, that's different. If someone is just in the beginning phases of trying to talk to you, I think that's different.
Right.
That's just you.
If you were actually dated, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Look, this is the reason I don't like you anymore. Deuces.
Right.
That's it.
Well then, okay. Well, at least you offer them that. Maybe they can work on it if they care enough. Okay, so now the resources, guys. How to support Black Lives Matter, Black mental health resources, therapy, primary care physician, BetterHelp, employee assistance programs, and therapyforblackgirls.com. We also have a link for self-defense. In this day and age, it's just, how to protect yourself. People don't care, so like you gotta care about yourself more than other people do. So just go on that link. It's also owned by Black women, so you can support Black-owned businesses and protect yourself at the same time. And then we have other links for pretty much everything that was discussed today. About like 6 links. Psychological today.
Let me help you. Psychology today.
Psychology today.
Lord.
A link for them, and then other places too. And how to get over ghosting and whatever. So yeah, and then here we have Annabelle with the mental health tip of the week.
All right, so my mental health tip today is to watch out for too much caffeine. Caffeine is a part of coffee, as we all know, and black tea also gives you energy. It is in other drinks and snacks too, but Caffeine can add to feelings of anxiety. It can also stop you from sleeping well, as we all know. So, yeah, stay away from it if you don't sleep well.
Right.
If you're somebody like me who gets that $1 McDonald's.
Listen.
Large.
I have been advising my friends for so long to just give up on the caffeine, but the addiction apparently is strong.
It is. It really is.
I love coffee. I love the taste of it and all that, but I don't feel like a
I like the
coffee
smell.
ice cream.
I have a coffee candle in my bathroom.
Cream,
That's it. I literally just like the smell. That's where it stops.
But it messes with my stomach now, so I have to like chill on it.
That's pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for coming to another video recording. This was a video recording. You can find us on YouTube. And another podcast episode of I Got Problems. And thanks to Faye for being a special guest. Hopefully you'll come back.
I would love to.
Yeah, so thank you all so much.
And I hope that we were able to solve another one of your problems today.
Yay! Thank you. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.